Hello, I'm Azai. Welcome back to Aokana. I already ate some food and also just came back from the gym. But yeah, lately I've been making a lot more meal prep than usual. Usually when I do my meal prep, I only do one meal prep, right? So I usually just meal prep for dinner. But now I've been doing it for like lunch and breakfast too. So it's been kind of nice. I don't have to think about what to eat lately. I just go to the fridge, heat up what I've already made, and then just eat. And I don't even have to think about macros, calories, and all that stuff. That's why I'm actually, like my body weight is going down again. I don't really mind being this body weight, but like when I take a look at myself in the mirror, I do feel like I'm a bit chubbier than I would like in terms of my physique. Of course, like technically speaking, like based on the numbers, I'm not overweight by any means. It's just I kind of have my own set of standards, you know. I feel like people that are into bodybuilding or exercise in general would also have the same kind of thing. Not really body dysmorphia, though. Back when I was super low in body fat percent, I did almost fall into the trap of body dysmorphia. But thankfully, I did not get into that trap after I bulked up for a good 2 years. But yeah, the gym has been doing great. My lifts are still going up every couple of weeks or so, so I am getting stronger, even though my weight is not going up anymore. I'm about 70.5 kilograms now. So lost about half a kilo in about, what, 3 days? It's gonna be pretty fast, the amount of weight that I'll be losing for the next couple of weeks or so, because it's mostly gonna be water weight. But yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. And okay, I also just ate some, well, not really like eating food, but like I said on the last episode, I bought a lot of chocolate bars. So I was eating that along with some milk. So yeah, that's my snack for today. I'll be eating a meal after I'm done with the recording session. So let's talk about the last episode recap after I ramble on about my day as usual. On the last episode, we sadly encounter more of Kurobuchi, and I still stand by what I said about Kurobuchi. I really do not like those sort of characters. And I do wish that those sort of characters, which is just harming people, should not, should not be forgiven very easily. As I said, I'm no vigilante, but if they hurt someone that's close to me or myself, of course I'm gonna retaliate. I feel like in this world, these sort of people needs to be taught a lesson, right? Because if you don't do it, they're gonna hurt someone else. Doesn't necessarily like be people that are near you, but if you don't stop them, everyone else that's going to have to deal with them are going to be hurt. So yeah, I still stand by what I said about Kurobuchi from last episode. Really irks me when people like that exist. But other than that, I think we bonded with Rika a tiny bit. We still haven't finished her chapter 7 yet, which is the Brave Front title. But she did show us her true self, quote unquote. And she's pretty fragile, it looks like. And yeah, that's about the last time that's about the last event we saw with her. And now she's sort of enjoying training a lot more. And this is where we left off after we train her to become the ball and catch in FC anyway. I still don't like the fact that Misaki is still in this route. They were consistent with Misaki not doing FC anymore in Mashiro's route. There is no reason I could think of why Misaki wouldn't quit FC in this route. Rika joined, sure, but she doesn't even know who Rika is. Or she knows her, but she's not very close with her. So I don't think that's a determining factor that Misaki would still come and play FC. Mashiro repels Rika, sending her in Misaki's direction. So far, I think that's the only gripe I have with the route. Well, not including Kurobuchi, but she is a character that needs to be in this route to propel the story forward.
よーし、今度はこっちから行くよ。そーれ。目が回ります。リカさん、今度は逆回転行きますよ。お手柔らかに。見違えるようですわね。
I feel like she's kind of forcing herself to be too happy now, after what just happened previously when she was first playing catch. It's too much of a difference, right?
あんなに戸惑いながらやっていた練習が今日はとても楽しそうに。
I feel like the more people change by the day, it's less that they're actually showing their true self and more that they're trying to exaggerate what they're feeling. I don't actually think this is a good thing, personally, but it seems they're not thinking the same as me.
日向雅也、あなた一体どんなアドバイスを？
Nothing special. Just told her to relax.
嘘ですわね。
No, really. I may have worded it differently, but that's all I said. Satoin-san glares at me for a bit before grinning.
まあ、そういうことにしておきましょう。
I'd appreciate it. Everyone's focused on practicing. I may have had a direct influence on Rika improving, but it seems the other club members are heading in that direction on their own.
それ、今度は変化球いっちゃうよ。
You're too happy, Misaki. I still can't get over it.
美咲先輩の愛と回転で目が回ります。
No comment on Mashiro, though. There are loads of advantages to making practice fun. It helps people practice for longer periods of time, and it's great at getting the less motivated into the swing of things. There was a time when I realized Misaki was heading in the wrong direction. She had been acting weird since the summer tournament. I could tell she would quit FC if I left her alone, so I did some hard research to come up with a countermeasure. It's still not going to make her stay. It's not because she doesn't think that practicing is fun anymore, it's a more fundamental thing. And in the end, everything turned out alright because I managed to boost Misaki's motivation. What a load of crap. This is what I call a Deus Ex Machina. Bullshit. Fun is a powerful weapon.
こんなに変わるのなら、私もコーチしてもらいたいぐらいですわ。
At least they addressed it though, right? The fact that Misaki would have quit. So I guess it's whatever. I'm just gonna take it at face value. But I don't agree with what they just did. That doesn't make sense at all. It's not because she didn't think that practice was fun. Like I said, it's a more fundamental thing. She doesn't think that FC is fun. Huh? Wow. Pigs do fly. Never thought I'd hear someone as proud as Satoin-san admit that.
と言っていたかもしれませんわね。1年前の私ならば。
Oh, I see. Makes sense.
さあ、そろそろ時間ですわ。交代して一ノ瀬さんを休ませましょう。
Yeah. Hey, gather round. I call out to the people flying above the coast.
オッケー。じゃあ降りるね。リカさん、お疲れ様。
Rika smiles at Misaki and Mashiro's comments as she floats down on me.
はーい。お疲れ様です。
To me, sorry. Her expression is far brighter than before, like the demons possessing her have finally been repelled, or expelled.
以上で今日の練習についての説明を終わります。あと、コーチから何かありますか？
Yes. I take a step forward when Satoin-san hands the proverbial mic over to me. I know you're all used to our practice sessions by now, but negligence leads to injury, so I want to remind you to be careful. The Takafuji students were initially in a state of confusion, but they've grown used to practicing with us by now. Over the past few weeks, things have progressed to a point where outsiders would assume we're a single club even. Any sense of unease is completely gone. Today, you'll be split into groups. Group 1 will play catch, Group 2 will practice high yo-yos, and Groups 3, 4, and 5 will practice field flying. Once you're done, you'll switch over. Now, for the order. Most members have recovered from the shock of the Kurobuchi incident at this point. Even the people who chose to take time off are mostly back, so things are basically normal again. Now, we even have enough people to split into groups when training. That's all.
ありがとうございます。では、今日も怪我のないよう気をつけましょう。
With that, everyone disperses over the training ground.
最近なんだかすごくコーチって感じだね。
What? You're saying I wasn't before?
そういう意味じゃなくてさ、なんかこう大人数に教えてるのって砂浜じゃ見かけない光景だからね。
She's got a point. Being able to coach players individually is an advantage, but there's also a drawback, since it's harder to be tough on someone you're close to. I don't think that's a problem with me per se. But like I said, a lot of people aren't able to handle the truth most of the time. They actually need encouragement and motivation, rather than just the cold hard truth. It's not something that really affects me, but coaching here at Takafuji is a fresh experience. I think we're about done here though.
やっぱりそのこと考えてた？
You had the same idea, Madoka? She puffs out her chest.
掃除には自信がないけど、マネージャーとしてはちゃんと見てるのよ、私は。
She's still hung up on the cleaning part? Seriously? Yeah, well, I think this is a good time.
里井さんに言いに行く？
Yeah.
うん、よろしくね。私もみんなにそれとなく伝えておくから。
Guess we're coming back. I leave Madoka and head over to Satoin-san, who's watching over everyone from a distance. Hey, Satoin-san.
あら、日向雅也。ちょうどいいところへいらしたわ。お話ししたいことがございましたのよ。
Oh, what a coincidence. Same here.
では、私の方からでよろしいかしら。すぐに終わる話ですので。
Go for it.
では、先に失礼して。
Satoin-san bows to me.
10日間の合同練習、大変お世話になりましたわ。
Guess I should have known. Satoin-san's got this same thought in her head.
おかげさまで部員たちも平静を取り戻し、秋の大会へ向けての体制も整いつつあります。
You want us to go our separate ways starting tomorrow, right?
そうですわ。さすがに察しがいいですわね。
I was thinking the exact same.
同じ？
Yeah, I actually came here to tell you that even. Satoin-san?
妙なところで息が合うものですわね。私たちは。
Yup. We exchanged smiles.
佐藤院先輩、3番のフィールドフライが一通り終わりました。
Rika comes down from the practice area to deliver that report.
ご苦労様。では、廃用用に移ってくださいな。はい。あ、何かお話し中でしたか？すみません。
Rika apologizes after noticing my presence. Oh, it's fine. We're just deciding that today is the last day of our training camp. All your club members are back, so this is a good time as any. Don't you agree, Rika?
そうですよね。
Our long training camp has finally come to an end. The sad look on Rika's face still bothers me, but at least the rest of the day passed without issue. And now we're back at Kunahama.
クーラーが が効いてるって素晴らしいことだったんだな。
Great. Our resident slacker is complaining already.
階段とか空の上はクーラーなかったでしょ。それに体育館ならうちだって空調あるじゃない。バスケ部とバレー部の間に挟まれて肩身狭く練習するのは嫌なのじゃ。それにさ、できるのって柔軟体操ぐらいなもんでしょ。あと部室、向こうの部室よかったな。なんかドリンクとかついてたし。
I'm still thinking about Masaki not quitting FC. I think the actual reason why they didn't want Masaki to quit FC in this route is that it would actually derail from Rika's story, right? Masaki not being able to be in this route is probably... Or Misaki quitting in this route means that she's not gonna come back. Unlike Mashiro's story where she does come back after Mashiro does beat her, I don't think Misaki is gonna come back at all in this route if we don't Deus Ex Machina her into coming here. So I guess technically they don't want to spoil Misaki's story. If you did play Rika's story first, maybe you wouldn't really think too much about it. But I don't know, I really feel like they could have done something better about this than just say that. Quit complaining. We have air conditioning in here. I point the fan in Misaki's direction as I say that.
ドリンクだってありますよ。ぬるい水道水。おお、そういうのじゃないのだ。私は疲れた時のスポドリや冷風もそうだけど、ぶっちゃけリカちゃんの海外しい世話を求めてるの。
The hell is TLC? You don't really need sports drinks, by the way. Though AC is pretty nice when you're doing sports. The truth comes out at last.
ねえ、マサヤ、リカちゃんは来ないの？
She doesn't have time for that. This is a critical moment for Takafuji. And she's one of their regulars. Of course she's gonna stay there.
そうだけど。
Misaki doesn't bother hiding her dissatisfaction. I am technically Rika's coach, so I'd have no problem with her coming over to practice, really. But considering what's happened, it's more important than ever for Takafuji to display their unity. And to do that, they need their most skilled freshmen. We can't let our personal feelings hurt Takafuji as a whole.
美咲先輩、私という人がいながら。マシロとリカちゃんはジャンルが違うからな。リカちゃんはほら妻って感じあるじゃない。じゃあ私は何ですか？愛人枠？愛人にするにはちょっとキャラが違いすぎるな。ペレット的な？いいです。もう私ペットとして生きていきます。せめて窓枠でも舐めてきれいにしますから。ちょっと待った。それって微妙に私へのディスり入ってるよね。小姑っぽい遠回しさでさ。違いますよ。誰も名前に窓の字が入ってるのに窓の扱いに長けてないとか言ってませんから。あ、言われてみればそうだ。名前分け。聞いてよマサヤモン。みんながいじめるんだよ。
Good luck, and hey, I don't remember ever letting you call me by my first name.
冷たいよ。私もヒロインズに入れてよ。リカちゃん来ないかな。この嫁と姑のギスギスした空気を和らげてほしいですね。
Man, I'm not gonna lie, if I was in Messiah's shoes and they start talking some random crap, I'd probably like doze off or, you know, daydream and like try to block the noise instead of actually paying attention to their conversation. Not gonna lie, if this wasn't a visual novel, that's what I would have done. And when they suddenly ask me a question, I'm like, huh? What'd you say?
姑に乱れた哀れな私に優しくお疲れ様ですってお茶を入れてほしいよ。
Yeah, having something or someone to motivate you is really important. Misaki and Mashiro both get really into practice once it started, but it's hard to even get them into that mood. Usually, Asuka would call everyone to action despite all the grumbling. But she's out because of her injury, and her replacement, Rika, is back at Takafuji. I'm not good at being strict like Satoin-san, but if I don't do something, things are gonna head south real fast. Ahem! Listen, you lot. I need to bust out my best Satoin-san impression here. You need to... Wait, what? This can't be real. Is she here to save me?
皆さん一斉にすごくびっくりされてるんですけど、一体。うわー、リカちゃん来た。本当に来た。え、あ、はい、来ましたけど、美咲さん？すごいですね。願えば叶うんですね。願えばって何をですか？リカちゃん、お茶入れてあげるからそこ座って。はい、ありがとうございます。
Rika sits down as instructed, then nervously surveys the room.
マサヤさん、これって一体。
Shouldn't you be answering that question? Why'd you come here instead of Takafuji?
ちゃんとメールを送ったはずなんですが、届いてないですか？
You did? I checked my phone. Oh, there's an unread message. Guess I missed it. I don't check my phone all that much.
もう説明された後なのだとばかり思ってました。
I don't know, I feel like Messiah not checking his phone is super, like such an old thing to do. I feel like nowadays, even when people are not checking their phone for anything, they'd probably like browse social media or something, right? Or maybe read a manga on their phone or something. Sorry.
電話の方が良かったかもですね。
Is Satoin-san fine with this? Stuff's finally back to normal over at Takafuji now, so I figure she'd want you there.
むしろ佐藤院先輩が行ってきなさいっておっしゃってくださったんです。
Huh?
では、今日の練習を始めますわ。皆さん、怪我のないように気をつけていきましょう。はい。一ノ瀬さん、ちゃんとやれているかしらね。
What a good-natured person. Okay, we're moving on to catch next. Do one more lap, then get yourselves ready.
わかった。
Wow, what the? I feel like there wasn't a transition there. I inform Misaki and Mashiro, who are flying up above the coast, that it's time for the next exercise. They're so lively and energetic that it's hard to believe how lazy they were being earlier. We owe this to Rika's arrival.
よーし、準備 OK。
Yeah, see? It feels like there's not a fade out between the transition.
いつでもいいですよ、マサヤ先輩。
Cool. I'll get Rika to head up to you guys. Yeah, see? There should be a transition like that. But there wasn't any transition between the beach and then suddenly going to the sky. It was like instant. I call out to Rika, who's stretching with Madoka. You ready, Rika?
Hi.
Rika stands up, kicking up sand as she gets ready to fly. Listen, I want to thank you for helping us out with practice. Having her here to boost everyone's motivation is a godsend. But that's our own problem, so I feel like we owe Rika.
私がそうしたいって言ったから、お礼言われると逆に申し訳ないです。
A smile rises to her face as she says that. Really?
はい。マサヤさんのコーチをもっと受けたいですから。まだ教えてもらわなきゃいけないことたくさんありますよね。
Yeah, you're right. There is still a lot I can teach her. Hell, I've only taught Rika how to defend against Kurobuchi so far. We still gotta discuss the offense. Then thought processes, decision making, feints, the list goes on and on. Still, I think I better have a gift in hand the next time I see Satoin-san.
そうですね。その時は私も何か持っていくことにします。
Rika raises her hand to her mouth as she giggles.
それに。
Hmm? She's looking a little mischievous right now.
私の恥ずかしいところを見たんですから、せっ
What embarrassing things? Is she actually talking about the very first scene we got with her? Huh?
それじゃあ行ってきますね。
Wait, seriously? You're just gonna fly off after misleading Madoka like that?
昔さ、スパムメールでよくあったじゃない。私の恥ずかしい画像を見せてあげるっての。
I don't think she was using MySpace, but whatever. See, this sort of localization I'm actually okay with. Because in Japan, they're probably not using MySpace back when that was a thing. They're probably using something else. But because it's localized for Western people, heck, not even Western people, even me as an Asian, I know what the hell MySpace is. Yeah, I got some of those.
で、開けてみると、これが私の恥ずかしい0点の答案ですって書いてあって、恥ずかしいの意味がちゃうやないかーって怒るやつ。
Huh? I'm still not voice acting that stupid, pathetic laugh, Messiah. Yeah, that's happened to me before.
ねえ、誰が引っかかるんだよっていう。さっきのリカちゃんのも一応そういうことだって処理しておくけど、これは貸しだからね。
I know, okay? I'm not dumb. She either has no idea what she just said, or she's trying to tease me. Basically, she's either an airhead or a sadist. Considering what happened the other night, I'm starting to think she's leading me on. Hope I'm just imagining things. Several days have passed since the end of the joint training camp. I thought I sensed a difference in Rika before, but she seems to have changed more than I could have ever imagined.
はいよよ、ろうよよ、それぞれ20本ずついきます。
Sounds good.
同じくいきます。
Sounds great.
まさやさん。
Sticking on an honorific at the end of my name makes her question totally obvious, but go ahead.
つい勢い余って同じくとか言っちゃったんだけど、私20本もやる根性ないから
No, get to work already.
鬼だ。鬼がいらっしゃる。
Quit complaining. Move it. I mean, 10 yo-yos from, well, one yo-yo from what I've heard before when they were doing the monologue for FC is about 10 seconds, I think. So what, 20 yo-yos or 40 yo-yos in this case is gonna be about 400 seconds. That's gonna be what? 400 seconds, so 5 minutes and some change? Oh, sorry, 6 minutes, 40 seconds? It's not that bad.
わかったわよ。
Misaki's still complaining, but at least she's following orders.
ああ、美咲先輩、私がずっと無事を祈ってますから。
And it's not like she can't do any rest in between those sessions, too. Mashiro, why aren't you up there with them?
それに気づかないふりをしてたのに、まさや先輩って本当にド S ですよね。
Only sad thing here is that you're the odd one out. So, you're gonna practice or what?
行きますって。
Mashiro chases after Misaki. Wow, this really working. This is really working. Typo. They've been putting in a lot more effort since Rika's return. This is all thanks to her. And as everyone gets more and more used to practice, I've begun to observe changes in their overall attitudes as well. We're hearing a lot more of Misaki's theme than I thought in this route. I like it.
ってわけで、飛んでる時にいきなり来るんだよね。なんかそういう瞬間が。すごいです。私には全然来ないですもん。真白がそういうの分かるようになるには、もちっと上手くならないとダメかにゃ。美咲先輩のためだし、嬉しいです。立派な SM カップルができつつあるね。
A normal day in the club room after practice is just chatting without a care in the world. But now that Rika's here, FC takes up most of our conversation.
こうメンブレンの使い方が感覚でわかるというか、なんていうのかな。美咲さん。はい。その話、もっと詳しく聞かせてもらっていいでしょうか。いや、別に大した話じゃないけど、本当にいいの？はい。なんでしたら今からでも。もう部活終わりなのにってこら私たちを置いてそーっと帰るんじゃない。いやーだってお邪魔かなって。仕方ありませんね。今日はリカさんに美咲先輩を譲ります。はいありがとうございます。こらこら私を所有物にするんじゃないよ。てかマサヤまで帰っちゃうのは。
I figure I'll just get in the way.
コピペみたいに適当なセリフ返すな。
Ah, that's it? That was such a short scene.
結局そのまま話に付き合って夜までずっと FC トークでございました。ご愁傷様でした。
That bad, huh? We're back at school for the first time in a while, but Rika's the main topic in our minds.
真面目だなぁとは思ってたけど、まさかここまで熱いタイプだとは思わなかったね。
You could just say you want to go home, though. I guess some people have reservations when someone is like enthusiastic in the topic of conversation, that they don't want the, you know, they don't want to ruin or break their feelings or something. But I'm someone that prioritizes what I want personally. So yeah, I probably would just say, yeah, it's kind of late. I want to go home. And I thought that Misaki would be that type of person too, to be honest. Yeah, you're telling me. I knew she took practice seriously, but I assumed that was just because she valued the club. I never expected her to join it this much though. I never expected her to enjoy it this much too. There we go. I love flying. Seems those words weren't a lie.
アスカの霊が乗り移ったんだね。ナムひどいです。私まだ生きてます。
What's with the yet? Is she trying to curse herself?
でも本当にアスカちゃんがもう一人いるみたいだね。早く私も復帰したいです。
I don't know. Things would get pretty crazy with the two of you around. I mean, what's next? Convincing everyone to practice 24/7? I guess that'd be fun in its own way.
あまり引っ張られると体が持たないから、その辺はマサヤがちゃんとコントロールしてよね。
Sure, I'll get right on that. I definitely don't want my players overworking themselves. That usually leads to injury. Though I might find it hard to pump the brakes if I also get too excited. So I should be careful around her.
しかしな、罪作りだよね。
Misaki's tone is rather harsh. What do you mean?
言葉通りの罪作りだと思わない？
What's cruel? FC? FC is a sport where you fly through the sky. One so captivating that you can lose all sense of time, and even become unaware of your own physical condition. It's probably because, like I said, I don't want to underestimate FC, but this doesn't put too much strain on the body as much as other physical sports. Trust me, even with adrenaline coursing through your body, other sports will give you or will teach you of your physical limitations before you can even notice it. That's what Rika's obsessed with. It's less about beating Kurobuchi and more about her rediscovering her genuine love of flying. There's beauty in her excitement, but also danger. And so, as her coach, I need to make sure to guide her in the right direction. I think that's what Misaki's trying to say. I think you're overthinking that like way too much. What the fuck are you talking about? What's with that exaggerated sigh? You can't be that disappointed.
なんでもない。じゃあ練習行こっか。
What the hell was that about? Like I was saying, practice has been running smoothly thanks to Rika. The small incident aside.
ま、そういう時に限って降るよね、雨って。
Sure seems like it. I mean, I know it's gotta rain sometime. It just sucks, since it's out of our control and is happening when everyone's motivated for practice.
というわけで、今日の練習はお休み。みんなに連絡回しておいてね。
Sure, you should work on fixing up tomorrow's schedule then.
うん、練習メニューの調整しておくよ。
I'm so surprised that this sport doesn't have an indoor FC training place just yet. Well, it has only been around for about 10 years or so. So maybe it hasn't gone to the point where it's that popular. Actually, there's something I want to ask you.
奇遇だね。実は私もひなたくんにちょっと確認したいことがあるんだけどな。
Why is she in my house? Oh, really? Who should go first?
そりゃもうコーチからどうぞお先に。
That makes zero sense. Though I guess there's no real point arguing. It's about Rika.
うん、やっぱりそうなんだね。
You did?
私もリカちゃんのことだったから確認したいこと。
Oh, okay.
ごめん、続けて。
I guess we're on the phone. Cool, so there's something that's been bothering me for a while. Now that Rika's back at Kunahama, she's practically another member of our club. Don't you think Rika's fitting in too well? I hear something resembling a sigh through the phone. Guess that's been making Madoka feel uneasy as well. This is just a hunch, but I think she feels guilty about letting Asuka get injured.
だからアスカちゃんの代わりをしてるっていうか、そういうキャラを演じてるんじゃないかってひなたくんは言いたいんじゃないのかな。
I do. Rika's been far too perfect. Her new attitude is exactly what we need at Kunahama right now. And that's what's been bothering me. I don't think it's all bad, but I can tell that keeping it up is taking a lot out of her.
なんか都合が良すぎるんだよね。私たちにとってあの子の存在が。
Exactly. This isn't the real Rika. She's always been diligent, yes, but she was never this assertive. No one can change that much in such a short time frame. Well, that's exactly what I said when she first started enjoying your practice session. It'd take nothing short of a miracle to do that.
もちろん考えすぎかもしれないから、もし本人に言うんだったら気をつけてあげてね。
Will do.
ま、何かあってもフォローはするから、コーチは自分の思うままにすればいいと思うよ。
Good to know. Thanks.
これはマネージャーの仕事だから貸し借りはなしで。でもこないだの恥ずかしい話についてはいずれ聞くから。
Catch you later.
ちょっとこら！
I cut the call, then take a moment to thank her silently. Right then. No reply. Rika isn't picking up. I've shot her a text already, but she hasn't answered that yet. We usually text a bunch, and Rika's just as diligent about replying to them as she is with most other things in life. She'll send out a reply the moment she sees your message. Wait, don't tell me. I look out of the window and take in the scene before me. Despite the rain, these are just barely acceptable flying conditions. Better safe than sorry. Huh? She's not here. I'm surprised. I'm outside the club room, peering in through a window, when I notice there's no one inside. Maybe she was here but just went home. No, in that case, she would have responded to my text. Got myself soaked for nothing, huh? The rain was light when I left home, but now it's pounding loudly against the bus's windows. Guess I'll wait it out. I reach out for the door handle and swing it open. Whoa! And at that exact moment, I see Rika sitting down, soaking wet. Sorry, I didn't know anyone was in here.
いえ、私の方こ
I make my way over to a chair and plop down on it. Well, she's wet, so she was practicing, making sure to keep my eyes off Rika all the while. We remain in silence for a while, but eventually Rika begins to speak. The rain, obviously. I tried to call you to let you know, but you didn't pick up. In today's age, I don't think that's possible, Rika. I actually have a friend who would rather have his wallet be forgotten than his phone when he goes somewhere. I don't know about this. Yeah, that makes sense. That's unfortunate. She forces a chipper tone in what seems like an attempt to distract me. Normally, I just follow her lead, but not today. Hey, Rika. Thank you. What the fuck? Well, I guess, yeah, he's trying to thank her for what she's doing right now, but is that really the first word that would come out of his mouth first? She's clearly confused by my sudden outburst. I'll apologize in advance in case I'm wrong, but there's something that's been bothering me. Are you forcing yourself to act all bright and cheerful because you feel sorry for us? It feels like you're trying to be Asuka. The rain grows heavier. The pounding changes to pummeling. The crackles of thunder still sound distant, but they're closing in at an alarming rate. Rika remains silent for a while, but eventually her shoulders slump. She sighs, then slumps to the floor. I mean, it's not hard to tell, really. Damn, I was right, huh? This isn't her responsibility at all. Sorry. Sorry, my bad there. Thought she was actually done. But yeah, this is not her responsibility whatsoever. Unlike the first time where Satoin-san was clearly trying to protect her, this time she refused to do the duel or match with Kurobuchi. It was Asuka and Masaya who okayed the match. Honestly, it wasn't. At first, I thought your real personality was finally shining through. Not me. I kinda saw through it the first time I saw it. Clearly exaggerated. You came off too perfect. And that's when I realized it was just like it was just like you to go out of your way to help others. At this point, Rika lowers her head. I appreciate the thought, but you really don't need to do this. Personally, I'd prefer it if you put yourself first. I told you, there was no need to act tough in front of me, right? Back when she broke down in tears before me. Back when I helped her shout her problems into the sky. I thought I freed her from most of the pressure that was weighing her down. So there shouldn't be any need for her to do this. Rika sighs. The rain continues to beat down in the windows from outside. The sound is growing ever louder. I am?
そうです。
Rika smiles sweetly.
確かに私はクナハマの皆さんに接するときにちょっとだけキャラを作ってました。それは間違いないことです。でもそれって決して無理してたわけじゃないんです。
Huh. I don't understand. I'm sure faking your personality must take a ton of effort. Forget over 10 days. I'd have been tired of it in an hour.
なりたかった自分になるため頑張るっていうか、無理とか強がりじゃなくそういうのだったんです。
Acting like the kind of person you want to be, huh? Well, if you act enough, that will be the person you be. Like, in the future, I guess. You mean...
アスカさんみたいになりたかったんです。
Really? She nods.
はい。あんな風に心から空を飛ぶのが好きだって言えるようになりたいなって思ったんです。
Yeah, what's the saying I'm looking for? Fake it till you make it, right?
空を飛ぶのが好きだってことは紛れもなく嘘じゃない。本当のことですから。
But is trying to imitate someone really becoming your true self, though? It's fine having like an idol or someone you look up to, but trying to become them 100% is not being genuine. I know.
好きなことを素直に言えるってすごく大変なことなんです。少なくとも私の中では重労働です。だから強がったりしても見たんですけど、それは明らかに無理してて辛くて、そんな時にマサエさんと出会って強がるなって言われて、もう一度自分で決め直そうって思ったんです。自分がどこに向かえば楽しいのかって。
I see. Rika wasn't just changing her personality to help us out. She was doing it because she wanted to. She wanted to change the way she was approaching FC, so she used this opportunity to do just that.
黒渕さんとの対戦の時、強くいたいって言ったのを覚えてますか？
Of course I do.
その答えなのかなって思ったんです。楽しくいられることが。だから一番楽しそうにしてる人を見て、こうなろうって思ったんです。
Sure, Asuka lost to Kurobuchi, but the way she went about it was unlike anyone else. I'm pretty sure even Kurobuchi was confused by her antics. Which makes sense, since I doubt anyone's ever tried to teach her the importance of having fun. Somehow, that seems to have triggered a change in Rika instead. Well, I'm not gonna complain. At least that means that match wasn't entirely pointless. Though we can't exactly celebrate it, since Asuka got injured and all.
というわけなので、あまり心配しないでください。
I think I said this in my Patreon post after, like, you know, like thinking a bit about how, or thinking about the events that happened on the last episode. But I do think the reason why they're doing what they're doing, you know, like trying to make the story about FC and ending the story in a match with Kurobuchi instead of doing legal stuff, is that the story wants you to the story wants to tell a story about FC. But I don't know, I feel like I'm one of those guys that can't turn a blind eye to things that are clearly supposed to be done just so that the plot can continue, right? Which, for me, was, like I said, the legal matters of what Kurobuchi was doing. She was hurting people, like, intentionally. There's no way that would slide in any other sport. No fucking way.
私はちゃんと元気です。
Okay, I understand. Rika is far more mature than I've given her credit for. I feel bad for getting ahead of myself and forcing her to explain things. But hey, it's good that we cleared the air.
そうだ、もう一つ作ってない本当のことがあるんです。
Oh? What's that?
それはですね。
At this point, Rika shuffles in toward me.
マサヤさん
Rika's arms coil around my back before she squeezes me tight. What? Rika?
本当のことはこれです。マサヤさん、私のことを気遣ってくれてありがとうございます。感謝の気持ちと今マサヤさんを抱きしめたいって気持ち、これは全部本当のことです。
I gaze down at Rika's slender frame. She fits so snugly in my arms. It always seemed like Rika has things under control, so it's hard to remember that she's actually younger than me. I'm sure it was hard enough being a regular in an elite FC school in her freshman year before the Kurobuchi incident. All this added pressure must be eating away at her. You can always rely on me. I whisper those words into her ears as I curl my arms around her body. She's kind enough to worry about others, but still manages to find time to think about herself as well. I thought I'd already suppressed these feelings when I first noticed them. But I don't think I can hold them back any longer. I don't know, man. I still feel like us liking Rika is a bit forced. Though I can see why Rika would like us though. I want to be there for Rika, but not just because I'm her coach. I hug her even tighter, having decided to show her how I truly feel. Rika responds in an almost inaudible voice. The rain outside hasn't let up at all, so there's a continuous stream of droplets striking the windows. I doubt anyone will come here soon, and it's hard for us to leave right now too. I know I shouldn't let my mind wander in that direction, but I gently release her, then gaze straight into her eyes. She has such a beautiful, innocent face. I could stare into these eyes forever. Rika gives me a curt nod. Guess I have permission. She's realized what I'm about to do, and has shut her eyes. God, I'm so nervous. This is worse than the first time I flew. My grip tightens. Oh, sorry about that. I hit the mic. Tightens to a point where I'm worried about hurting her. I take deep breaths to calm my shaking body, then slowly lean in toward her. Our lips touch. Why is she crying though? Maybe it's those so-called tears of happiness. Hers are the softest things I've ever felt. My lips go numb as they press against hers, my heart racing at 1,000 miles a minute. However, oddly enough, my attention is drawn to our breathing instead. Our breaths mix together in the air. I don't think this has ever happened to me before. I guess first kisses come with a bunch of other firsts. We part after what feels like forever. Rika looks up at me with glazed eyes as she clings to me. Our breathing is still ragged. She mumbles that before burying her head in my chest. I gently stroke her hair. At some point, my clothes must have dried. I really like you too, Rika. I had to admit the truth. I had to confess my feelings to her. The rain is finally letting up. We can easily fly home now if we want. But instead, we choose to stay here and bask in each other's company. I do feel like I prefer Misaki's route compared to anyone else's route so far in terms of the romance. In Misaki's route, like, Messiah was the one that actually liked Misaki, which I do find strange. But I like the fact that he was serious enough to withhold him saying that he likes her throughout the whole chapter 7. Because, you know, they were trying to train first, right? That actually is a good point in my book. Well, it feels like in the other routes so far, they're just like easily saying I like you, I love you, and stuff like that, and just I don't know. It doesn't really bother me, but it just feels not as nice, I guess. Yeah, sure has. We've stuck around way later than we should have. Why, you ask? Well, to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, it was so we could make out. I don't want to go into more detail since it's kind of embarrassing, but I promise we didn't go any further in kissing. Yeah, I know. If you went further, I would have gotten the scene.
早速ちょっと文句を言っていいですか？
No. Go ahead. Shit. Did I mess up already?
キスしすぎだと思います、マサエさん。
Rika's face turns bright red as she says that.
恥ずかしいです。
Sorry. We may not have done more than kissing, but we did a lot of it. Not satisfied with just her lips, I moved to her neck, then her ears, then her cheeks, and so on. Jeez. This guy clearly is thinking with his dick for sure. I didn't stop for a second.
いや、いいんですけど。
I do say this before, right? But I think when you're younger, you kinda can't distinguish between lust and passion and actual love. I do feel like if you just want to make out, that is not really love. That is just lust and passion.
まだこれからできるんですし。
But I do think it's not just when you're younger though. A lot of people, even when they're old, still fall to the same sort of mindset, I feel. You're right.
だからちょっと我慢もしてください。
Okay. We share a smile as I let out that response.
じゃあ帰りましょうか。
Yeah. We link hands as we take to the sky. There isn't a cloud in the starry sky above us. I never think it was just raining if I hadn't seen it with my own two eyes. Surprise chapter 7 isn't done yet. This is just like Mastro's route. That chapter 7 is actually longer than the finale, I feel. Start with some stretches.
Hi.
When you're done, do some field flying. After that, we'll move to your next set of 20.
Hi.
Let's get this practice started.
お願いします。
I just let everyone in on the schedule for today's practice session. Now, I'm watching them from a little ways away, but I spot Madoka waving at me from a distance as she approaches. Damn girl, you're late!
仕方ないでしょ。兄ちゃんが体育大の推薦通ったから今日から筋トレだって、それで2時間近く付き合わされたんだから。
What do you help with though? I'm kidding. Good job. Seems like an excuse to me. I toss Madoka a drink, which she catches with ease. She flashes me a smile in response, then plops down next to me.
元気そうだね。
You mean Rika?
もちろん。あの後話したの？
Yeah, a little.
そっか。何言ったかまでは聞かないけど、気のせいかな。今日はあまり構えてない感じがする。
You think she's acting different?
自分で意識して型を作ってるなーってのは同じなんだけど、それが自然というか自然体なポーズっていうのかな。
You're giving me a headache.
とにかくいい方向にはなってるってことだよ。安心してる感じはあるもん。
She does, huh? I think back on what happened last night as I listened to Madoka. As soon as Rika and I part in front of her house, I get a text. Wondering what it could be, I open it. Sender Rika Ichinose, subject, thank you very much. Thank you for everything today. Sleep well. Talk about diligent. I know Rika well, so I didn't expect much else. If it were Asuka, I imagine she'd have straight up said she liked me in a text. Note, I'm just guessing. Probably foreshadowing. Okay, whatever you say, Messiah. If it were Mashiro, I imagine she'd have told me she liked me in a roundabout way. Note, I'm just guessing. Yeah, this is definitely foreshadowing the other routes. If it were Misaki, I imagine she'd just have gone straight to sleep without texting me at all. Note, I'm just guessing, but I'm almost positive I'm right. Throughout all of those responses, I do like Misaki's best. Who cares about text messages? But Rika's sending me a thank you and a good night after we spend a ton of time making out. I'm not trying to criticize her at all. If anything, this text encapsulates... I hope I'm saying that right. Encapsulates what I love about her. Though I do kind of wish she'd be a little less formal in text. Right as I say that, another text arrives. I open it immediately. Sender Rika Ichinose. Subject NA. Blank. Blank blank. Blank blank blank. Is it gonna say I love you at the end? Yeah. I love you. Yeah, I'm definitely saving this. No way I'll risk this getting deleted. I imagine it took her a long time to work up the courage to send this text. Bet she was writhing around on her bed before she finally managed to press the send button. I feel like, I don't know, teenagers these days, they kind of do this a lot more often, right? Actually saying they like you in texts or chats instead of actually just confessing throughout. Or, you know, confessing face to face. I don't know. I feel like it's a lot easier for you to do it in a text because you're not face to face. And you don't get the full brunt of what you get by doing so, right? Whether you get rejected, whether you get accepted. I feel like, it's not that I'm saying there is no emotion in text messages, of course, but it's definitely a lot less than if you do it face to face. Yeah, this totally took a ton of effort. Not a lot of people are as diligent as Rika, I feel. Like where they, you know, scrutinize what they say in a text message. I'll treasure it forever. Naturally, I immediately move it to store for safekeeping. She's more at ease now. I hope that's because of me. The biggest change is that Rika has a boyfriend by her side now. And seeing that she's changed due to that alone has my heart pounding. It's okay if you change because of someone, but I do feel like someone who's very individualistic like me, I don't know, I don't consider myself strong or anything, but I do feel like if you were to change, you do it not because of someone else, but because you want to change. And I don't feel like Rika has any sort of mental trauma or anything. She just hasn't worked up the courage by herself to want to change. She actually got nudged by a Messiah. Whoa, yeah, I totally am. Sorry. Asuka, huh? Asuka should be back around the end of summer break. There's something I've been thinking about. Partly, yeah, but it's mainly about Rika. I whisper my plan directly into Madoka's ear. Our whirlwind summer break will soon come to an end. Only 10 days left until the start of the new term, and shortly after that, we have the fall tournament. What answers will Rika come up with for herself, for both her personal and FC lives? And will I be able to guide her to reach her desired results? Guess I shouldn't worry too much. There's no way for me to know until the time comes. Whatever the case, I'm sure Rika is going to take that tiny frame of hers and fight back with all she's got. Still not the end of the chapter. I'm pretty surprised, like I said.
Yeah.
Shindo-san's smile is as charming as ever. You're here real early, Shindo-san. How's practice going?
連日ハードな練習ばかりで疲れるよ。ひなたくんの練習見学がいい息抜きだね。
Shindo-san seems to be enjoying this. Aoi-san introduced Shindo-san to some foreign players who he's been practicing with lately. If he meshes well with them, he's going to head over to school in Europe. And then he may even try playing on their pro circuit. So, see? There is an actual circuit which is indoors, right? There's no way that a circuit is not indoors. So there are actual, like, places where you can train indoors for FC. Maybe. I don't know, maybe not. Well, I guess circuits doesn't have to necessarily be indoors, it's just like a place where you do train. That whole world is far beyond my grasp.
それで今日はどんなものを見せてくれるのかな?
You came at a good time. Look over there. I point and Shindo-san's gaze follows. Misaki and Rika have started practicing together over the water.
私がわざと下の位置でタッチされるから、リカちゃんはそこからさらにもう一回追い込んでね。はい、わかりました。じゃ、行くよ。
Ooh, sorry about that. I thought she was just gonna say hi. Misaki slides below Rika.
こちらも行きます。
However, Rika moves upward to evade her. Then, the very moment there's a straight line between their positions, Rika instantly descends and touches Misaki's back. Misaki lets out an exaggerated scream as she's sent flying toward the water. Rika fights back against the recoil, then charges Misaki once more. Misaki is sent careening? That's a word? Into the water as she starts swearing. There's a splash of water as Misaki goes under. You guys still remember when they were so nervous about clenching their butts before they brace for impact on the water? Such a long time ago. The two girls return to their previous positions. Shindo-san looks impressed as he watches. Yeah, figured this will work wonders against Kurobuchi. We need something concrete to use when Kurobuchi tries one of her dirty tricks. Plus, Rika needs to better learn the moves an opponent may use in a match. So this kills two birds with one stone. It does, which is why we'll only pull it out as a last resort. What are my beliefs, Shindo-san? What are you talking about? This is the first time you've ever said that. The suicida? Is that suicida? God damn it, I keep messing up the pronunciation for this stupid, like, term. The suicida, I think that's what I said the first time, is one of the most forceful moves in FC. It isn't illegal, but it's definitely on the dirtier side of things. I've seen Shindo-san make use of it before, but I know he's careful about who he uses it on. I'm having someone else teach her in my place. Yup. My answer may make it sound like I'm convinced, but I'm really not. I just arrived at this answer after considering what Rika wants to be. So, of course, there's no way I'm totally sure it's the right decision. Shindo-san says that as he nods. You picked up on that too, Shindo-san.
その言い方だと僕以外にもそう感じた人がいたということか。
Yes.
ならさらに確信を持ってそう言えるんじゃないかな。
Honestly, I'm still not sure exactly what's different. I've heard Rika's innermost thoughts, so I have a different opinion on this matter than anyone else. Shindo-san knows her well, but even he doesn't have this information, so there's no way we're seeing the same thing. Maybe Rika's still in the process of changing. She's begun to strip off the role she had when she first arrived. Now all that's left is to help her find something new.
本当ですか？
Yeah, I do. Shindo-san said that he thinks you've changed. Rika looks delighted when I report the news to her.
そうですか。進藤先輩がそう言ってくださったんですね。
In a way, Shindo-san is Rika's role model, and I'm sure other people at Takafuji like Satoin-san feel the exact same way. He did win the nationals. He's always been friendly with me, but now that I think about it, it kind of feels like I've been in the presence of royalty this whole time. That simple positive view he shared will probably inspire Rika to travel to new heights.
にしてもさっきの水シーダー、あれをタイミング悪くやられたら確かにきついよね。
Yeah, it's real painful.
黒渕さんに使わせないようにしないとですね。
Right. Why don't we start considering positioning for our next practice? I've just barely managed to fit into more technical aspects of FC matches in our practice, alongside the normal stuff. The Kurobuchi incident kinda ruined our schedule, but Rika's helped repair it. Seems like Rika's had something on her mind this whole time. Better ask her about it later. Okay, let's call it a day. See you all back here tomorrow.
はーい。水シーダーを覚えていればラフプレイを防げますよね。
That's the idea. It's not perfect, but it should help.
はい。これを積み重ねていって黒渕さんへの対抗策を磨きます。
Yeah. The first thing I did was teach them how to counter the dirty techniques Kurobuchi likes to use, like pincers and the suicida. Saida? Fuck! I'm gonna say suicida, damn it. It's a lot more natural for me. And as a result, Rika started to come up with plans of her own. That's a pretty great sign, since it shows how much she's grown. She's going to need actual practical experience to keep improving, though. That means I need to find her a truly strong opponent. Good thing I've already come up with plans for that scenario. I just hope I can get all this across to Rika. And I hope I've done a good enough job.
マサヤさん、
Hmm?
今日はもう部活は終わりですよね。
Yeah, everyone's gone home. It's been about 2 hours since Misaki and the others left the club room. No one showed any signs of returning, so the two of us are completely alone.
じゃあ1時間だけいいですか？
Could you not do this? There are certain rules I've maintained since we started dating. One of these is not going any further than kissing. Another is not flirting anywhere that might draw attention. Both of those make sense in my mind, since I don't want anyone complaining that we're too distracted. But my sense of reason is on the verge of collapse. I'm having a hard time controlling myself with such an adorable girl by my side. God, Messiah, stop thinking with your dick, damn it. And she's not trying to stop me either. Rika's so proactive during our time alone that I can barely believe she's diligent during practice. Though I guess the word diligence probably takes on a different meaning when it comes to love.
マサヤさん、ここ触ってもいいですか？
Do girls really not have any reservations, man? Maybe I'm just old school, but what the fuck? Do this when you're married, damn you. Rika points at my thighs. Some of my people say that I'm way too old-fashioned and that sexual compatibility is a thing. But even then, I feel like... I don't know, sexual compatibility can be fixed, right? Just do some more foreplay or something like that. Make the other person ease up a lot more. And I feel like it's still gonna be okay. But I don't know. Maybe I'm talking right out of my ass because I have zero sexual experience. Sure, but you know what you're doing, right?
はい、もちろんです。触っていいのはここだけですね。
Rika stretches a dainty hand out toward my thighs.
じゃあ、触ります。
She proceeds to gently stroke my thigh. Not voice acting your beta male moans Messiah. Rika's simply touching me, nothing more. She started with my head, then moved to my limbs, and then various parts of my torso. For her, it's a simple expression of love, but I feel like I'm being blue-balled. My thighs. She's right by the danger zone. Is she doing this on purpose?
もうちょっとだけ触らせてくださいね。
She's definitely a lot bolder than the other two girls. She doesn't let up. Ah, Messiah.
マサヤさんの体、すごくあったかいです。
It's the evening, and my parents aren't home. We chose to hang out here at this time because it's a golden opportunity. Of course, your parents are never home when they need to be, Messiah. Damn you anime parents. Then, as we were talking, we somehow found ourselves lying down next to each other on my bed. Our bodies pressed tightly against each other. And yet, I still haven't done anything. Man, I must have nerves of steel. Ah, whatever you say, Messiah.
胸のところ、筋肉がすごいんですね。
Rika, you should probably be more careful.
大丈夫ですよ。絶対に変なところは触りませんから。
As she says that, she repeatedly moves her hand toward and away from the center of my chest. And I can feel my heart beating faster every time she does. Holy shit! That can't be happening! It goes without saying that the strange places she mentioned are my nipples. She better not touch those, or I'll go from 0 to 100 real quick. God, Messiah.
なんだかずっと触ってても飽きないです。
Rika's hands move incessantly as her legs, which are entangled with mine, wriggle at a teasingly slow pace. I assume that's supposed to be pace. She probably doesn't realize, but every single one of her movements is getting a rise out of me.
マサヤさん、大好きです。
I am actually not very fond of people who touches my body, so Rika doing this actually is a point down in my book. Yeah, sorry, Rika. Your ranking in the waifu section is probably going down right now. Though, I do think, I don't know. I do think, right now, number 1 is Misaki for sure. God, that sounds so hot. Whatever you say, Messiah. Is she trying to torture me here? Because if so, she'd deserve an Oscar for this little performance.
もう一度触りますね。
She does it without even waiting for a reply. God, Messiah. You are such a beta male. Why do I have to deal with this all the time? I love Rika, of course, but I've sure come to realize how powerful and terrifying love can be. Is it really love, like I said? We haven't even done anything yet, but she won't stop acting like this. How's she gonna act after we spice things up? Even thinking about that has me sweating. Rika-san?
はい、わかってます。 やさんの言いたいことは。
Rika answers before I can actually question her.
この前から何度こうしてるんだとか、いくらなんでもイチャイチャしすぎだろうとか。
If you know that,
でもごめんなさい。私マサヤさんと今すごくギューってしたいんです。
well, you can just hug me and be done with it if you just want to squeeze me. Ah. Shit. Something inside me just snapped.
ごめんなさい。
Rika's diligent side makes her apologize as she locks the clubroom door.
甘えさせてください。
Ah, this is probably the worst thing the game has to offer, I'm not gonna lie. The, like, making out sessions. It's so painful for me to actually have to bear through with this. After saying that, she sits down next to me and leans her body into mine. Though the crazy thing though, I don't know if this is actually cut if you do play the all ages version. Because I do think if they just jump straight to the sex, I wouldn't mind it as much. It's just the whole build up to me is just crazy. I don't know, when I play these games, I'm not looking for romance per se, I'm looking for a good story. Her hands wrap around my back, leaving us pressed tightly together. Rika's real innocent at times like this. I swear, she's nothing like her normal self when she wants to do anything remotely romantic. One of her hands traces the nape of my neck. I reach out a hand immediately, unable to hold myself back as she touches me. Hey, that tickles, Rika. It's sending shivers down my spine. She must sense something in my reluctant attitude, since she's suddenly a lot more assertive. She smells so sweet, and she's right next to me.
マサヤさん、
What is it?
今日はちょっといつもと雰囲気が違う気がします。
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. Rika shuffles away from me slightly.
何か理由があるわけじゃないんですけど、私たち付き合ってるんだなって実感します。
Dating doesn't mean you can touch us, or you can touch me, Rika. Dating is a way for us to get to know each other better. Not physically, though.
マサヤさん？
Oh, yeah, agreed. I'm lying through my teeth here. For whatever reason, my actual thoughts right now are pretty damn dirty. And it's hard not to feel guilty about that when Rika comes off as being so innocent.
不思議です。
Rika looks up at the ceiling as she says that, apparently meaning it from the bottom of her heart.
ついこの間まで顔を合わせるだけでもちょっと警戒していた人なのに。
Well, I did leave a pretty bad first impression. Not sure if it could have even been worse. It's a total miracle that we ended up with each other after all that. Should I be thanking God or cursing him for his seemingly fickle temperament? I think, on a personal level, I'm grateful since I've got such a cute girlfriend now. Are you happy about this strange situation, Rika?
マサヤさん？
Rika looks offended by my question.
そんな答えの分かってる質問するの良くないですよ。
Huh? Rika leans into me once more.
嬉しいに決まってるじゃないですか。
Then she rubs her cheek against my chest. Ah, Messiah. She's just so damn adorable that I can't help but groan. I feel like my desire for Rika is slowly overwhelming me.
私がどれだけマサヤさんのことが大好きなのかもう言いました。
Can someone please come back to the club room? Then again, it's freaking locked. Someone please bang on the door! Yeah, you're right. I remember it clearly. Still, it's something I want to hear her say again and again.
分かってるならそんなことは言わないでください。
Okay. My bad.
私はいつだってマサヤさんが大好きです。
I love you is such a powerful phrase. It's also very cheap if you keep saying it. No matter how many times I hear it, I always feel like I've been struck by a bolt of lightning. It's almost like a powerful curse. But not one I wanted lifted, or I want lifted. I want to be with you forever, Rika.
私もです。
So, I want us to get a lot closer, if that's okay with you.
マサヤさん。
Rika. Rika goes bright red, but continues to look me straight in the eyes. Guess she was expecting this. She gives me a resolute response, then presses her lips against mine. Unable to hold back, Rika reaches out and starts clinging to me. And so, we continue this exchange of kisses for what seems like an eternity.
これ
Hmm? It's not like I actually don't know what she means. I'm erect, at full mast, and by the time I realized, it was too late to stop it. So we are gonna have sex in chapter 7. Damn, Rika.
これですよ、これ。
Rika continues to reach out toward it. Reflexes kick in, and I grab hold of Rika's hand. If you keep touching me like this, I'm not going to be able to hold back. It's already hard enough.
私、マサヤさんがずっと我慢してたの、すごく辛そうだって思ってました。
I really hate this writing. Some people just don't have sex in their mind 24/7, Rika. But I guess, like I said, teenagers probably do though. It is, but it's what I have to do. This isn't the time for us to be kicking back and enjoying ourselves, considering the whole Kurobuchi debacle. If we don't focus on the things we need to do first, we'll regret it. I really don't want Rika to experience that, so I stop at kissing.
マサヤさんが真面目に考えてくださってるのはわかります。ですけど、我
Rika looks directly into my eyes.
慢してますよね。
No? Messiah. Of course I have. I've got this cute girl touching me all over and calling my name in the sweetest voice. Holding back has been so hard that I feel just about ready to roll over and die.
私に言ってくださったこと、そのまま返しますよ。無理しないで、強がらないでください。
Huh?
マサヤさんに好きって言って一緒にいられるようになって、本当に気持ちが楽になりました。なのに、そのマサヤさんが私と一緒にいるときに我慢して辛そうなのは見てて悲しいです。
God, have you guys never heard of abstinence? What the fuck?
マサヤさんは私が悲しそうにしててもいいんですか？
God, if I actually hear someone that, you know, my girlfriend say something like this, I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Of course I don't.
だったら
Rika grabs hold of my arm.
この先のこと我慢しないでください。
I gulp. Are you sure? I really won't be able to hold back if she says yes here.
はい。
She whispers, looking away in embarrassment. Shit. Patreon.com/Azaikyousuke. Goodbye, YouTube. I really did not expect the H scene to go on chapter 7. What the fuck, Rika? You're actually the sluttiest out of all the girls. What the fuck?
結局1時間が3時間になっちゃいましたね。
God, thank you for ending that. I feel like the H scenes in this game are probably the worst the game has to offer. Don't get me wrong, the scene itself, I keep reiterating this, the scene itself is fine. Though I do feel like the lovey-dovey scenes in H games like this are a bit too fake. In games like Nuki Gaze, like Venus Blood Frontier, or any other sort of kink Nuki Gaze, right? It's clearly made up, but it's always fun for me to roleplay as like a villain or something, right? But it's never fun for me to roleplay as like two lovebirds that are having sex. I don't know. I just feel like it's just it's good. I mean, like, they're reciprocating their feelings and stuff like that, but it just feels too fake, right? At least in Nuki Gaze, I know the fact that they're fake, and then I know the fact that I'm role-playing. But when the H scene is like two girls, or sorry, not two girls, two people that are lovey-dovey with each other, it feels so fake. You just know it. That's why I feel like this isn't right. That's how it feels like when I see all these H scenes. Of course, if you're just wanting to do it for research purposes, you can still like use these no problem. But I don't know. I feel like when you're doing them as a Let's Player like me, and then you suddenly get thrown into an H scene, you're like, can I get this over with? Yeah, that's what it feels like to me. But yeah, we're back, YouTube. I'll let this scene end, and then we're probably gonna call it an episode, because we've been going for quite a bit. You guys missed out about, I think, 50 minutes of H scene. Always a long H scene for the first one. I'm still gonna say you're a slut though, Rika. You're the first girl that actually has the H scene on chapter 7. This is still chapter 7, right? Yep, brave front. Well, we did fall asleep. We had tons of fun, but ended up thoroughly exhausted. Well, whatever. I've learned my lesson, so I'll be a lot more careful next time.
ねえ、マサヤさん。
Hmm?
しちゃってどうでしたか？後悔とかしてませんか？
Of course I don't. You guys should use condoms though. But I guess because this is a game, you don't really need to use condoms. I did say this game is pretty good for like sex ed, right? But the thing that they need to do is actually use condoms, because they don't use it. Getting so physically close to her has reminded me how much I love Rika, and how precious she is to me. I've just been worried about so much stuff lately that I've been making excuses for myself. Phrases like, I'm enduring it, make me sound like some morally upright person. But truth is, I've been making things hard for Rika this whole time.
よかったです。
Maybe if she wasn't such a slut, she wouldn't care too much about that either. Don't get me wrong, I don't really consider her a slut, by the way. I just feel like the girls are created lewd just for the sake of sex. Rika smiles sweetly at me.
思い切って言ってみましたけど、本当はどう思ってるのかちょっと怖かったので。
Oh, I'm sorry. Can't believe I've made her so nervous.
いえ、いいんです。マサヤさんがそれだけ真面目な人だって分かってすごく安心しましたから。あとするときはすごくヘッチなのも。
Oh, the two of us turn bright red and fall silent. What the hell are we doing? Well, anyway, it's late. We should get home. I reach out my hand.
はいですね。
And naturally, Rika takes hold of it. I swear, I'm one lucky guy. I'm happy that our relationship has deepened. But these natural moments where we just touch each other lightly are still the best of all. That's the end of the chapter. They ended with an H scene. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. They ended with an H scene. Ah. I really thought the H scene was gonna be fully on chapter 8, but nope. Thank you for proving me wrong, Rika. But yeah, this is where I'm gonna call it an episode. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Give this video a like if you guys like it. Sub if you guys haven't. Patreon will be getting these episodes early access along with everything uncensored. I am not gonna lie, guys. If you guys want this game uncensored, or if you guys just want this game for the 8 scenes, I do not really like the 8 scenes that much. I prefer 8 scenes where it's clearly meant for research purposes, or if it's something that's ingrained into the story, something like Grisaya. Those 8 scenes are actually very, very good. The ones in Grisaya, I mean. Well, the ones in like Grisaya Part 2, which is Make You, is not that good. If you're doing the after story, it's just for some sexy fun time. But the ones in Grisaya no Kajitsu is really good. But yeah, whew, the 8 scenes in this game, they're alright. They're like not the worst or anything, but as a Let's Player, it's very difficult for me to just go through them. But yeah. Also, gotta talk about free Patreon members again. Free Patreon members are a thing now, so for people on YouTube, if you guys want to see these early first episode previews or future playthroughs, go become a free Patreon member. And go to the collection tab thing. That's where I put the first episode previews. You'll see Venus Blood Frontier over there, actually, if you've already seen Aokana here. But yeah, see ya!